Trinity, we could not be more excited about what you're about to undertake. We know it's going to be big. There's a lot of threat that it's going to be messy, but this is what we do. And we're excited because you made this step in this right direction to get there.
And it's always awesome to see churches that are growing, and therefore they need more space. They need to improve to accommodate their growing ministry. That's just really neat when that happens.
It's exciting to get involved in a church that's growing, and apparently their kids programs are just taking off.
And how about how nice they take care of their property? You know, I mean, every time we visit there, the groundskeepers, they're out, they're weeding, it's gorgeous. They take pride in what they have, you know. I mean, that says a lot.
What I love is churches today are now doing really good things for the community as well.
Right.
You know, and you're able to walk in, and I've seen a lot of that at Trinity already, where I'm there for a Tuesday night meeting, and there's a room full of 30 adults.
It makes me think of another church we did a few years back, Chapel Church, in New York, where I guess it's a good thing that all of our employees and our subcontractors have their security clearances.
Oh, absolutely.
When they're working around kids and that type of thing, which we require because we were working right amongst the daycare program for that church and helped improve their space.
So let's get inside and talk to Steve and see what's going on.
Sounds like a plan.
Hey, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Todd, welcome to Trinity. I'm glad you guys could come.
Absolutely. Excited to be here.
3 or 4 years ago, Dan mentioned that they had some renovation work coming up. So we stayed in touch with Dan and he with us, and over the years talked about what might be coming. And then they contacted us and said, we have an architect working on design. We'd like some of your help, some budgeting information. And we continued to do that, provide some feedback. The church then started working through their fundraising campaign, capital campaign, and ultimately, here we are, some 4 years later, and the project is just about ready to launch.
We really came to a place where this first phase, so that we could be fiscally responsible with our funds, that we would focus on safety and security. Okay guys, well let's get started. How about we do a tour?
Wonderful, Steve. Where would you like to begin?
Let's start with this wall.
Fantastic. One of the things that we know from working with Trinity for the last couple of months has been the need for a gathering space to be increased. So what you're looking to accomplish, I understand, is a better flow as everyone's coming in, because after all, you run 2 services concurrently, correct?
Correct.
So we have this wall that needs to be made much more open. Right. So what we're looking to accomplish is that wonderful trim work that's there is to extend that by opening this entire brick wall from the current welcome station all the way to this exterior wall. Basically what we're going to do is get in there and make that an opening and then give it this same look so that now your gathering space flows into your narthex as well.
Very nice. Opening up the wall from the gathering space into the nave is not really just an aesthetic feature. It helps to make a more visible open space and does not provide a hiding spot for somebody while we're in service. So Todd, one of the nice things about the wall coming down, not only will we gain that extended gathering space, which it will be nice for receptions and gathering between services. But I think our primary goal with this is really for security, visibility, and just being more welcome for visitors so that they can see both of our worship spaces when they enter.
Fantastic. And what I love is when you can do one project that meets multiple goals.
Yeah,
you know, so to be able to accomplish all of that with one nice renovation, perfect.
One of the other great additions with this project is the adding a vestibule to our gathering space.
Absolutely. It's going to accomplish a couple of things for you, Steve. For one, it's going to keep the weather out. You face west over here, the wind comes in, it's a chilly January morning, it comes right into your gathering area. What's going to happen now is it's like an airlock. Someone comes in and keeps that cold weather out. It's also going to keep things away like tracking in mud, tracking in any kind of water or salt as well. The big thing, safety and security. Now you will have a control access point here. You are either entering this area because the building is open for a Sunday service, for instance, or you have a card access key or someone allows you entry.
Very nice. Well, with the wall down, I guess we walk into the north exterior.
Absolutely, and what we want to accomplish in here, Steve, is making this as open and inviting as possible.
Which will be very nice for visitors, so that they know where our worship space is.
Well, I would think so, absolutely. And this is just done fabulously. I mean, this has great woodwork, it has character, it has detail. So we can't just come in here and tear it up, if I may say it that way. But rather what we want to do is we want to maintain the character, enhance it, and give you that open space that you're really craving here at Trinity.
Very nice. So we will be losing our current coat closet, but we can repurpose our other coat closet over here for use for the ushers and for our congregations to hang their coats.
Absolutely. You will be losing this because we're going to open it. However, we're going to take your other coat closet area, get rid of everything in there, put it somewhere else, and turn that into your primary true coat closet for those that are worshiping in the nave area.
Very nice.
Think about when they come into your church. What are they going to see when they come in? This great entrance, fellowship hall, contemporary service to the left, nave to the right, traditional service. All of it open, all of it bright, all of it secure.
Our visitors, when they come into this space, when you come in through those gathering space doors, you can automatically, without hesitation, see both worship spaces, and you can feel welcome and invited to enter into this beautiful sanctuary.
So what we want to do to preserve all the woodwork, Steve, is from where this cap currently is to leave this, right? So none of this gets changed. This wonderful molding that's around the three doors, none of that changes. The character remains intact. From this location up, we will put glass in. The glass will run from here to the top of your doors.
Very nice.
So what it's going to do is just kind of open everything up for you so that there's going to be a better visual as people come in, whether it's from the front doors or whether it's from the new gathering space. They'll be able to come in and it's wide open, not just in physical, but in visual as well.
Very nice, Todd. I mean, I think the only concern that I hear from some of our congregation members would be distractions from some noise from the north exit into the nave.
Sure.
Is there ways to address that with this glass?
What we'll want to make sure that we do is not put in a single panel of glass, but rather two panels with it's called insulated glass.
Okay.
That way it'll be more of a sound attenuation for you. So really you shouldn't have any transmission of sound back and forth any more than what you currently have with your wall.
Very nice. That'll be great because we have such a beautiful sanctuary. So having this glass, visitors come in, anybody can see our wonderful sanctuary without disturbing what's happening in there.
Absolutely.
Todd, I think with as wide as the opening was that you were describing, I know you said that the coat closet was going to be going away, but I think this would mean that our stair tower would be disappearing as well.
It will, Steve. What's going to happen, you can kind of see as we're standing here, that closet comes all the way back to just shy of this door. So to get the maximum benefit of an open area, this stair tower, which we discovered via your existing building plans, is not a structural item. So what we're going to do is remove the stair tower from this level, put a flat floor in there, and now you've increased your gathering space even more by removing that stair tower.
I just wanted to kind of discuss how, with the elimination of that second stair tower in the north ex, how our congregation will still have a secondary egress from the balcony through this door that we already have now.
Absolutely.
Down to our elevator.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, what you and I just walked, that is exactly how they'll have their second means of egress from the balcony.
The exciting thing for us is this is very much in our wheelhouse. And what I mean by that is our company, Campbell Associates, over the 26 years in business, have done quite a lot of church work. And the nature of this project with the renovations, with the church being occupied and used is very unique because you have to sequence and stage that work so that you disrupt their existing activities as little as possible.
Well, now we're on the second floor, and there's some security features up here. Is that right, Steve?
I believe so, yes. We're securing our children's area. We intend to bring all of our faith formation classes with the young children up to this level, and our dark classes will be downstairs. And as such, then we will then secure this area. Todd, could you please detail?
Absolutely. It's very simple, really. We're going to add a door in this hallway. It's a new control point. we're going to add some additional control points on existing doors, and we're going to put a sprinkler system in. Very important items, just simply said.
So we already have sprinklers in this portion of the building, but our oldest part of our building, the education wing where the preschool's at, is where we're adding the sprinklers.
Absolutely. You can kind of see from here, Steve, where the building breaks from the, I believe it's the 1960s portion down there. From that portion down, sprinkler system throughout.
And as a result of that work, we would do a refresh as well.
Yeah, absolutely, because the ceiling's going to have to come down for the sprinklers. Let's go ahead, let's change the flooring, change the ceiling, change the paint.
Wow.
So what do you think, Steve? We have this great new vestibule. We have a fantastic narthex coming on board. We've got security features, and we walk into this wonderful open space. Do you think we should do anything in this area as well?
Well, I think it really does need a little bit of a refresh.
Okay, so I'm looking around and I see some colors that might need to be updated. Got some wallpaper that's no longer as, let's say, adhered as it once was. And some flooring. So update this as well. Make it one big open space.
Match the whole area.
Agreed.
Tie it all together.
Fantastic. We realize that each aspect of this project is going to have some pretty interesting nuances to it. But we encourage you to remember what's the end result. Think about your bathrooms, for instance. I don't believe any of you are raising your hand saying they're wonderful the way that they are. But what's it take to get to a bathroom, a restroom that is current, that is ADA compliant, that's a place that you actually don't mind using on a Sunday morning or during a musical event like Steve was saying earlier?
Particularly when we have our concert series, all of those patrons that are spending money to come here and see a concert and they have to go into those horrible bathrooms. I think it's truly important that we get those things updated. And as shown in the project plans, those bathrooms will be enlarged and ADA accessible. With that, the small kitchenette that's off the library will no longer exist, but accommodations will be made to provide for spaces. For example, separating the flowers out for our homebound members. This is a very special space for a lot of people in our congregation. It's used obviously as a library, but also for small funerals, visitations, and even a bride's dressing room. So I think the intent would be to still utilize the space for those purposes, but I believe in this renovation we're adding in, making this a family lounge and nursery for Sunday mornings. Some of the things that I really like about the library renovations, we'll still be maintaining it as a wonderful religious library and a place for visitations and with funerals and weddings and such for the brides. But we also will incorporate our Sunday morning nursery and family space into that space, and it'll be nicely renovated so it'll accommodate all of those features.
It's very important that we maintain, let's call it the integrity of this room during the project. Like you said, it's special to a lot of people, but at the same time, it needs to be made even more versatile than it already is, and it just needs to be brought up to date a little bit. So we're going to add a single-user restroom over to your right. That way, when a family is in here during the worship service or some other time, they have access to that restroom. Think about how convenient that'll be during those times that you listed for bridal parties, pre-wedding preparation as well. So we're going to add that. We're going to turn the area we're standing into more of that family lounge. I like to think of it as a great big living room. Region, and then we will keep all of the bookcases, so you will still have your religious library, you still will have the documents that people are used to finding in here.
Very nice. And I know that part of the reason for that single restroom is making this that nursery with the secure entrance. We need to have that bathroom in this space.
That's right.
So they don't need to have to exit.
That's right.
Correct.
Absolutely. And since we're doing restrooms and we're doing the library, the family area, we're going to go ahead and take care of this corridor as well. We had new flooring and new ceiling and get that updated. There's some details that we're going to talk about over the course of time. Details of things like HVAC, electric, plumbing. Everybody wants to know, well, what are you going to do about? And there's that thing that they've learned from some previous project that just has them, well, a little spun up over whether or not we've got it. Let me tell you, we've got it. This is what we do. This is who we take care of. We're going to do some logistics. We're going to make sure that we communicate real well with Steve Kaufman, because he's going to be the point of contact for things like What portions of your building are being used when? How can we put temporary partitions in certain locations so that you can continue to move about the building in the areas that you need to be in throughout the construction process? We don't want to just be someone that's coming in and telling you this is what happens. We want to do what we've done for the last year or two with you. We want to walk alongside.
The need for this project is not, just to renovate or to spruce up a building. The need for this is, it goes back to what we said. It goes back to the safety and security of this building and making it more welcoming to visitors. I'm very proud of our leadership within Trinity, how we've spent a lot of time talking through this and working with hundreds of members of the church. We've done surveys and forums and partnering with Campbell Associates. And with that, we refined the numbers to be more realistic. We refined it with regards to council and leadership, and now we're bringing it to you, the congregation. And we hope that you'll get on board. And I think this will be a great thing for Trinity moving forward, so that we can look to the future and not just always focus on the past. So Trinity Lutheran, are you ready for a fixer-upper?